Howdy, boys and girls. Welcome back to the Carla and Crappy Show. We have reached the point of the season where I no longer have to remember what number week it is because we're just at the point where, the really good stuff happens, and B, the good stuff has names of its own. AJ?
Hi.
You pronounce this better than anyone else. What week is this?
It is what? Oh, it's championship. Championship week. I almost said rivalry week.
That was last week.
That one we did rivalry week last week. This week is championship week.
It's championship. Championship week.
That's what I was looking for. AJ listens to a lot more college football podcasts than I do, so he comes by that honestly. Carla, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really well. AJ, we have already heard from. How you doing?
I'm really good because it's time for us to talk about all of the games. We get to talk about literally all of them this week.
All of them, and we're gonna do a couple tweaks to the format to make sure we get through all of them in a timely manner. But first, we are taping as we have all season on a Tuesday, and there are new college football playoff rankings out. The top four is the same: Ohio State, LSU, Clemson, and Georgia, followed by Utah, Oklahoma, Baylor, Wisconsin, Florida, and Penn State. Penn State gets some love there, keeping them in the top 10 there, Carla. We could start with you. Does this all feel right with you, Carla?
Other than the fact that Penn State looked like garbage in the first half against Rutgers, sure. I didn't see a lot of football last weekend. I had a house full of family, which was awesome for Thanksgiving. We had a good visit, but of course, with the Penn State alum, my father in the house, we did watch a good portion. I didn't get to watch much of the Iron Bowl because we were watching Penn State Rutgers. That's what happens. Yeah. But yeah, so Penn State looked kind of like garbage last week, but okay, they got out the win. For the rankings, Oklahoma ahead of Baylor. I understand why they did that because Oklahoma won the first meeting. But we'll get into that a little bit.
Yes.
I was quite surprised. Actually, the thing I was most surprised about is how far Bama dropped. I knew Bama was going to drop. I did not anticipate them dropping all the way to 12.
Those of you not paying attention will note that I did not say Alabama's name when reading off the top 10.
Yeah, I was expecting them to stay in the top 10, but they didn't. And am I allowed to say that makes me really happy?
Oh man, there's a Carla, you probably know this song. I've got a joy down in my heart, down in my heart, down in my heart. Watching Bama fall to 12, I love it. Listen, hey, Tide. Listen to me. You've won 3 of the last 5 national titles. We're all going to be happy here, okay? You can take these L's. Nick Saban could be mad that he got high school BS'd to a loss in the Iron Bowl, and that's okay.
It is.
It's fine, sweetie. You're doing great. They are going to whomp the crap out of some poor team in like the Music City Bowl or whatever.
Yes. It will be brutal. Utah at number 5, and kind of poised. Should anything funny happen in the with the championship games this weekend, they could squeak in there, huh?
This isn't going to be a squeak in, y'all.
Okay.
Utah is good.
Yes,
they're a good,
yes.
And their defense is destructive.
Yeah.
So if they beat Oregon in the Pac-12 title game being played where no one will care about it, where and when no one will care about it. Utah. I fully believe that Utah is in.
Okay.
I'll just put that out there now. I mean, run the top 4 again. It was OSU,
Ohio State, LSU, Clemson, Georgia.
If Georgia loses, Utah's in.
Okay.
I don't. Oklahoma. This is going to be the harder thing. Did they put in an Oklahoma team that has a loss to a not very good Kansas State team, or do they put in a Utah team that has a loss to a disappointing USC?
Right, but that USC loss, Utah lost They lost Zach Moss in that game, so they didn't have Zach Moss. He was out due to injury in that game. So I think Utah gets in. I personally, and I was going to get into this when we talked Baylor, Oklahoma, but since we're going to be time limited, I'll say it now. I don't think Oklahoma can get in. I really don't. I think the only way the Big 12 gets a team in the playoff is if Baylor avenges its only loss of the season. And so then that way its resume, we've talked about this in previous weeks, that if Baylor's only loss is to Oklahoma and it avenges that loss in the Big 12 title game, and then somehow Oregon beats Utah and LSU beats Georgia, I think Baylor gets in. I think even if Oklahoma wins the Big 12 title game, they can't. I don't think the committee will put them in.
I will say this is a reminder. Crappy, you're only wearing the year that it happened on your jersey there.
I might recall
where a championship week, a team went into it and absolutely whomped their opponent.
Yes,
destroyed their opponent to the point where you had to say, yeah, they're in. They played the second best. They played the only other, I don't want to say the only other, but they played the number 2 team in their conference and wrecked them.
Yes.
You're in. So I think if Utah's got to win and convincingly. I think Baylor would have to win and convincingly. And then Georgia, if they lose to LSU, they're out. I don't see Bama. People were like, "Oh, Bama's going to sneak in again."
No.
2 losses.
No. Not at 12.
Thank you, Aubrey. Thank you, Papa Jesus. You're a different Jesus, but I love you nonetheless.
I get the Feinbaum. I didn't listen to any of this, but I saw headlines that said Feinbaum sees that the era of Nick Saban dominance is coming to an end.
No, it's not.
I know. I'm just for Feinbaum to say that. I know he's got to come up with some goofy stuff because he's a radio guy and sports talk and all that stuff. But
can we pivot on this one?
Sure.
Did anybody hear? Did anybody else hear the tiny hater that's in Dabo Swinney's ear?
Yes.
Did anybody hear the tiny hater? Because
I did.
He's saying, but here's the problem. They actually did to Alabama what he's talking about would happen to Clemson if they were to lose any game this year.
Yeah.
Right? They dropped Bama all the way to 12 for losing to Auburn. But they also now have 2 losses. Clemson plays a pillow soft schedule because the ACC is largely garbage.
Right.
And I would probably drop you out of the top 4, top 5 too if you lost to anybody in the ACC.
I think so. There aren't a whole lot of games on Clemson's schedule that would be a justifiable loss. Hence the weekly checks of our Clemsoning index. For both of you, assuming nothing super ugly happens, could Ohio State, LSU, Clemson lose their title game and still get in?
You're taking all my talking points.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yes, I absolutely think. Think that LSU. Okay, let's look at this. So if LSU loses to Georgia, you got a 1-loss LSU team with its only loss to Georgia. That's still one of the top 4 teams in the country.
Pretty good.
Same thing with if, I love you, Wisconsin. Book your tickets to Pasadena because even if you win the Big 10 title game, you're going to the Rose Bowl. There's no shot for you to get into the playoffs. So Badgers, they should have. We were joking. Would the Badgers take the Roses after winning the division? They should.
I don't love the Badgers for the record, but go ahead.
But true. But yeah, I mean, they should just book your tickets to Pasadena. You're going to the Rose Bowl regardless, win or lose this game.
Okay. So, but Clemson losing to Virginia, would that, or is Dabo correct?
Dog. No.
But who's better than them? But that would be if Utah loses, and depending on what happens in the Big 12, if Utah loses and Clemson loses, you're not going to put an Oregon team in. I think Clemson stays at 4.
I think if Clemson loses and Utah wins and Baylor wins, or either Baylor or Oklahoma wins, I honestly believe Clemson is the one where if they lose, they're out because they would have lost to a fine Virginia team, not a top 10. Hold on, let me slide over to. I don't even have the Ohio State game open. That's the one game I don't have open. What's Wisconsin's current ranking? 10?
8th.
8th. Okay, 8th. So you lost to number 8. Virginia is not number 8.
No.
Right.
Virginia is probably mid-teens.
They're in
They
20s.
have this. They're 23.
23.
Yeah, no, you don't get in if you lose to 23 and Ohio State loses to 8. No, that's fine.
But
So,
then,
yeah.
but if you go with that logic, Oklahoma has a loss to an unranked K-State, and they would be in.
Yeah, because they would have won their conference.
Mm.
If Oklahoma wins, they're in.
Okay.
So, anyways, we're going down this rabbit hole. Ring the bell, Crappy.
We will before we are done, we're going to go through the games. You guys will have, all three of us will have a chance to tell us who will be in the Final Four when they let us know on Sunday or whenever the hell they're doing that. We have 10 games to get through. We start on Friday with the wherever we are in California Stadium, aka the Tarp Bowl, aka the Pac-12 championship. Here's how this is going to work.
AKA large denim.
Large denim, yes. This game needs more nicknames. We're gonna each have 30 seconds per game. I have a timer. I have a bell. I think we can hear that okay?
Yeah, we can get gonged off of our own show.
Yes. I should have warned my friend Patrick when we did, Carla, when you and I did the speed round game show earlier this year. He was griping at me because I surprised him with the bell noises. Patrick, there will be bell noises all through this show. Friday, Pac-12, number 5 Utah versus number 13 Oregon, and wherever we are in California Stadium, aka the Tarp Bowl. Utah is favored by 6. Carla,
My time going?
yes.
Go. Okay. Utah's defense is the difference in this game. When you look at the statistics, everything is equal except for Utah's defense. They've got the number 1 rush defense in the country, and it's not even close. 56 yards per game, and Georgia's number 2 at 71. We talked about the loss to USC. They didn't have Zach Moss. Utah defense has intercepted more passes this season than allowed passing touchdowns. I think I see a Utah win in this game because they have a shot to get to the playoff if they win.
Okay, very good. AJ, go.
Everything that Carla said. No, Utah's defense is truly this. Justin Herbert has not played well down the stretch. That Arizona State game was a disaster. Yeah. I do find it interesting that their total yards of offense between Utah and Oregon is separated by 1.3 yards per game in favor of the Utes.
Ridiculous, yes.
Tyler Huntley has thrown 2 picks all year. He's very, very good with the football. You have Zach Moss with 1,200 yards. Utah has everything put together.
Okay. Oh, jeez, I gotta turn that off. And me, I'm gonna. There's my time, and do you guys want to time me? I can't.
No,
you don't have a bell. You don't have a bell. Since the Utes started their winning streak 8 games ago, they've been winning by an average of 29 points a game. This is a hot team in sort of a non-Pac-12 way. They're more of a Big Ten teams. But tailback Zach Moss, he was the difference in their loss. The nation's best run defense. They will win on Friday in front of hundreds of the Pac-12's biggest fans. Saturday.
I'm still mad, by the way. I'm still mad that I don't work for a company. I almost work for a company that's like down the street from Big Jeans, and I'm real mad that I wasn't able to go to this game because I would for no reason. I get the best seat in the house.
No, it absolutely would be worth doing. Saturday. The rest of the games are on Saturday. We begin the Big 12. Number 7 Baylor versus number 6 Oklahoma. This is in Jerry World. Oklahoma is favored by 8. Carla?
Yes. Go. Okay. It's really tough to beat a team twice in the same season. We've talked about this before. And so now here we are with the rematch. Oklahoma's Jalen Hurts and not much else. A defense that occasionally takes entire halves off. See first half versus Baylor, second half versus TCU. Since their loss, Baylor has handled Texas and blown out KU. Oklahoma's played tight games. I like Baylor to get revenge in this game.
Very nice. Didn't even need the bell for that one. AJ, go.
This is effectively a play-in game for the playoff. Okay. I don't see any reason for either one of these teams to take a playoff. Oklahoma needed an entire half of Jalen Hurts going completely off to beat Baylor last time. This game is in Norman, or it's in Jerry World. It's not in Baylor.
That's suburban Norman.
It's suburban Baylor. Everything is a suburb in Texas. Give me Oklahoma though. I do think Oklahoma gets the W here.
And my clock, go. The Sooners play no defense. The Bears do, sort of. But I don't think Baylor can sustain the kind of effort it did in the first half of their game against Oklahoma in Waco a couple weeks ago. MC Hammer said this, I believe. It was something like this. Please, Jalen, don't hurt some. Oklahoma wins.
Oh,
AJ,
you should ding yourself for that one.
AJ.
Yes.
Next up is the Sun Belt. I will give you first crack at this. This is Louisiana Lafayette, I believe, basically known as Louisiana these days.
It is just Louisiana. If you say otherwise, they will find you. And they're from Louisiana, so they know how to.
And that's fine. But for those of us who live up there, I'm just clarifying because there are a bunch of Louisianas. And I don't know, just so we know what we're talking about. Louisiana at number 21, Appalachian State. In the I don't what their stadium called, the Weed Dome, is that what do we call that?
No, the stadium name is the stadium in Boone, Kid Brewers.
Okay. App State is favored by 6. AJ, this is right in your wheelhouse, being the Fun Belt. You ready?
Yes.
Go.
Absolutely. Both of these teams are exactly the same. Both have very balanced attacks. Louisiana runs the ball a little bit more. They both average about 38 points per game and give up about 17 or 18 points per game. They are basically the exact same team. App State is just that much better, though. I fully believe App State's going to win this game, win the Sun Belt. They played this game earlier this year, and App State won by 2 touchdowns. So I don't see anything changing. App State for the win.
Excellent. Carla, go.
Second verse, same as the first. These two teams played last year in the Sun Belt Championship. So this is the third time the charm for Louisiana. Louisiana, no joke, has the number 8 offense in the entire country. 500 yards per game. Put that in perspective. Wazoo is number 6 at 516. Who knew? I don't know. We saw this game. Yeah, we saw this game earlier this season. App State won 17-7. App State won last year. I don't see anything different happening. They're playing at home. App State wins.
Carly, your timing is remarkable, actually, because that's like that 30 and a half seconds. I'm impressed. Reset. Go. Were it not for Clemson, Appalachian State would be the 2019 champion of the Carolinas. And it's worth noting that they played North Carolina better than Clemson did. Louisiana has to visit the hippie mountain town of Boone, and they will leave in a cloud of something that's not yet legal in North Carolina. And they will do so without a Fun Belt title. Mountaineers win. Next up, I have a sort of a personal stake in this one. Miami boo against Central Michigan. This is at Ford Field in Detroit. Central is favored by 7 points. AJ? Reset. Go.
Miami, you are the only team on championship weekend giving up more points than you score. You are also the one team on championship weekend giving up more yards per game than you run or pass. Congratulations, Miami.
How are they even there?
Magic and wonder, Mike. Maction. That's why.
Yes.
By the way, Chippewas are going to win this. They're favored by 7, and they're playing like 10 minutes from home. It's fine. Yes. By the way, no, they're not. Central Michigan. Michigan's a larger state than you think it is.
It is. They are ways off. Yes. Eastern is very close, but Central, not so much. But home state. Okay, Carla, go.
Bunch of offense in this game, not much defense, but also not much scoring. That was the interesting thing when I was looking at these two teams. But it's Maction, so anything's possible here. Although I agree with everything that AJ just said. I see Central Michigan running back Jonathan Ward having a big game. I had to do some research, call in some backup to find out where the MAC champion goes now. Pack your bags for Mobile, Chippewas. You're heading to the Lending Tree Bowl.
Oh boy!
Is that that's not Legion? Legion's in Birmingham.
Legion's in Birmingham.
And there, one MAC school already got an invitation. I don't remember who. Already got an invitation to the Bahamas Bowl.
Yeah.
UNC Charlotte, and I don't remember which MAC team it was. But
I don't either. I just looked at it, but
it was not OU.
It was really hard. I was looking. I'm like, where does the MAC champion go now? Because it used to be the Little Caesars Bowl in Detroit, and
In the same building where they played the title game. Yes.
Yeah, and it was the Quick Lane Bowl, and so then I actually had to call back up. So thanks to Mitch Light at Athlon Sports,
Okay.
who we texted to find out who were the MAC champions.
Okay, no, that's good. That's good. That's good. No, thank you, Mitch. We appreciate that. I am starting my clock now. Go. A Mid-American Conference.
It's Buffalo.
Right.
Reset your clock.
A MAC refresher. I don't like Miami. Whatever the made-up mascot they have these days is their OU's biggest rival, and literally one of the toughest losses that OU had this season was against Miami. We're talking almost Michigan levels of hate here, and as difficult it is for me to cheer for a team from Michigan in this case, a MAC title for one of the directionals is way better than the alternative. Miami sucks, and the Chips win. And I went 4 seconds over there. Sorry. AJ, we'll continue with you. Last week you gave us the CUSA kind of play-in scenario.
Yep.
This week we have UAB at Florida Atlantic. FAU is favored by 7.5 in this game. Reset and go.
This game is a tale of two coins. UAB doesn't score a lot and holds and plays very, very good defense. FAU scores a ton, and then they don't stop you from doing the same. So this game could be really fun, but they're playing it in Boca. This is a walk for FAU.
Okay. And stop. Carla. And go.
Okay, so FAU's losses are to Ohio State, UCF, and Marshall. Not terrible.
No,
actually, that's not a bad roster. UAB is still the feel-good story here, right? Like, remember Zombie UAB from a couple years ago? Like, they've been bowl eligible every season since then. They've won 2 consecutive division titles, won their first bowl game last year. Bill Clark's done a remarkable job. Kiffin. I'll take UAB just for fun.
Okay. I'll tell you where I'm going with this as I reset my own clock. Under the leadership of Kiffin, the Owls have been a real deal in CUSA, and they should beat UAB. But UAB, I believe, are the defending conference champions. One thing, and I'm curious about how this works. Kiffin's name has been associated with pretty much every coaching opening at the moment. I've seen Arkansas, South Florida, Mizzou, Ole Miss, even. Can Lane manage that distraction? I don't know that Lane cares that much because he doesn't. So I'm thinking UAB takes advantage of that distraction and wins the CUSA title. AJ, you're going to lead us in this one too?
Sure. Lane's got a boat in Boca. He's fine. He ain't going nowhere.
Well, I mean, he could stay there. South Florida's Tampa, I believe. So, boats still work there. That's fine.
Sure, but it's not Boca.
It's not. That's true. That's true. But still, I mean, it's a lot of stuff going around. AJ, you previewed this exact game a week ago.
Yes.
Number 20 Cincinnati at number 17 Memphis in the Liberty Bowl. For the AAC title, Memphis is favored by 9. What was the score last week? Memphis won by 10.
34-24.
Yeah.
34-24 Memphis.
Where'd they get that line from?
No one has any idea where they got that idea from.
Go ahead.
I'm just going to say this. Memphis is a very, very good football team. Cincinnati is a pretty good football team. Mm-hmm. And that's the difference. Memphis, I think, is going to get the group of 6 bid if they win. By the way, dear AAC, can you not do this anymore? Like, I get the fact that you want to get your best teams to play your best team so that you have really good games on TV and that sort of stuff. But this is the second time in 3 years that you've played the same game for championship weekend, the week before the championship.
And I agree. That is a not good way to handle this. Carla, you're on the clock.
Okay. So it's tough to beat a team twice, right? This is how many times can I say that in one show? Let alone in consecutive weeks. Ask my Blue Raiders about that, who had to do it last year against UAB and couldn't do it. The difference here is that Memphis, I agree with AJ, Memphis is the better team here. They're averaging more points per game. They have a better defense, particularly against the pass. They have the running back with quite possibly the best name in all of college football, Kenneth Gainwell. Could there be a better name for a running back? Has
No.
1,300 plus yards on the ground. Brady White.
I'm sorry. You leave Tommy runs good. You leave him alone.
Memphis wins.
Okay. Mine is short and sweet. I'm not even going to start the clock. Cincinnati traveling to Memphis for a big game against the Tigers. We've seen this before. This will sound familiar at the end of this one as well. Memphis 34, Cincinnati 24. I see no reason why this week will be any different than the last Tigers win. Carla, I'm going to give you a crack at this one first. This is the SEC title game. You being down there in ostensibly SEC country. Number 4, Georgia versus number 2, LSU in Benzo Stadium in Atlanta. LSU is favored by 7.5 points. And go.
Georgia, I actually kind of live in Georgia country here because if you're not a Vandy fan, who's a Vandy fan? You don't like Tennessee, so you're a Georgia fan. Georgia's been not so impressive the last few weeks. We've talked about this, about how Jake Fromm hasn't quite looked. They've been getting the wins, but Jake Fromm has not looked like he looked last year. Georgia actually has. Yes, Jake from State Farm. Georgia actually has the better defense. Their defensive line has dominated. They're only allowing 10 points per game, but LSU can flat out score. Can Georgia slow them down enough and score points? LSU defense has to stop DeAndre Swift. Georgia has more to play for in this game, but LSU is the better team, so I'm going to go Tigers.
Okay. I gave you a couple extra seconds there because I interrupted. AJ, SEC title game, and go.
Listen. The coach will go to have the boy fired up when they go on down there at that Ben Stadium. All you need to know right there is that we gonna have the boys all fired up. LAU go down there, win the SEC championship game. We gonna go on the national title game. We gonna win that there. We're gonna win that there too. Everybody go come over to my house and have jambalaya. LSU's gonna win this game.
You don't really even need to say anything else.
That was.
Thank you.
That was very well done.
Jake Fromm has not played anywhere near the way Jake Fromm should be playing. Joe Burrow is playing out of his mind now.
Dude, just stop. You don't need to say anything else.
Come on down my house, have gumbo. We gonna get Popeyes too.
I'm going. Even if they beat Ohio State, I'm going. That is spectacular. My take on this, being the myopic Ohio State fan that I am, my question is simple. Actually, assuming both LSU and Ohio State win on Saturday, what would have to happen in this game for LSU to jump Ohio State for the top spot in the playoff? And I kind of think that's a big deal. I think it could happen. There is no question that Georgia is a tougher opponent than Wisconsin, and a big win by LSU would do it. Will it? I don't know. But I am confident that LSU is going to win this game. Mountain West, AJ, your wheelhouse, Hawaii at Boise State in the Smurf Bowl. Boise State is favored by 13.5. This is like the most AJ game on the schedule. I think. Yeah, I think.
This is, and the fact that they're playing it at 4 p.m. Eastern hurts my soul.
Right? I know. Go. What do you
got? This game already happened this year, and it ended poorly. Boise scored almost 60. So Boise won 59-37 in Boise in October. Sorry, listen, if this game were on the Big Island, this game would be a lot more fun.
Yes.
It's not. It's in Boise, and it's December, and it's going to be very cold. And when it's very cold, Cole McDonald's dreads and powers don't work. So I love you, Hawaii. I love you so much. But you're not winning this game. Boise all day.
Yeah, I think. Okay. Carla, and go.
AJ pretty much took everything I wanted to say. Cole McDonald's still living his best life, but who wants to leave Hawaii to play in Idaho in December?
Right.
Not Cole McDonald, no.
No. Boise just flat out doesn't lose at home. So fear the Smurf Bowl. If it wasn't for a 3-point loss at BYU, we'd be talking about Boise being in the New Year's Six, not Memphis. Sure. Boise wins.
Okay. I'm not even starting the clock for this one. A slushy pregame haka will be a cool thing to see, but that's going to be the highlight for the Rainbow Warriors. Boise wins this one, and probably pretty easily.
Just speaking of hakas.
Yes.
I just want to see Coach O do a haka just one time. But if there is have you seen that? Have you seen the LSU player that does a haka?
Like a Hitchcock? I did. Yes.
I just want to see Ed Orgeron do a haka. That's all. Carry on. just put that in your brain, listeners, readers.
I'm on board with this.
Just
Carla,
Yes.
you get first crack at this one. The ACC championship game, number 23 Virginia, as we stated already, versus number 3 Clemson, as we stated already. In Charlotte, as we probably have not stated, Clemson is favored by 28.5, which is just ridiculous. Carla, go.
Okay. So I went Clemsoning index in this one. The Clemsoning index for this game is a 1, because Dabo has this team right where he wants it. Sitting at number 3, he can play the underdog card just like he likes to do.
And he is already.
Yeah, exactly. He's already started doing that. Here's the fun thing. Virginia actually kind of has to keep this game close to guarantee that it gets the Orange Bowl bid, because there's a strange loophole that if Virginia isn't ranked, the Orange Bowl can take any team it wants from the ACC.
Okay.
So Virginia needs to keep this close to get an Orange Bowl berth. But yeah, Clemson wins this game.
I let you go over there because I was kind of curious about what you were going to say there. And Tech got hot at the end of the season.
Yep.
That's an attractive thing for the Orange Bowl. Maybe. AJ, ACC title game, and go.
How soft is Clemson's schedule? Pillow soft.
It's soft.
It's so soft. So that's why,
like the Sherman guy, soft. Don't
like Mr. Soft, Mr. Softy Soft. They're putting up huge gaudy numbers on offense and holding basically nobody to no points on defense. So that's where the tiny hater in Dabo's ear comes from. Clemson's an incredible football team, but they don't play anybody, so we don't exactly know truly how good they are. They're going to stomp Virginia.
Yes.
Let's not get ourselves here. The fact that they're on 55.5 and they're still favoring Clemson by almost 30 should tell you everything you need to know here.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah,
you're right. No, you're right. You're right. Mine once again is very short. Honestly, I wonder if App State Clemson would be a better game. Maybe.
Yes. I would watch the hell out of that game.
I kind of think it would.
Dabo is Carolinas. North, South, East, and West Carolina.
Do it. Let's do it. We can do this next weekend, maybe.
No one else.
Dabo's doing his thing about nobody likes us and blah 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 blah. But he does have his team peaking at the right time. Clemson wins this and wins it easily. And that leaves us with the final game on Saturday. Your number 1 Ohio State Buckeyes versus the number 8 Wisconsin Badgers. This is in Indianapolis in the Lucas Oil Stadium Dome thing. Ohio State is favored by 16. Carla? Go.
We saw this game once already this season, 4 weeks ago.
Say it again.
Yeah. It's tough to beat a team twice in the same season, except that this is Ohio State, Wisconsin. Pack your bags for Pasadena, Wisconsin, because regardless of what happens in this game, you're going to the Rose Bowl. Ohio State, punch your playoff ticket, because I think even if Wisconsin wins this game, you're still going to the playoff. You still have one of the best 4 teams. You're still one of the 4 best teams in the country. Ohio State defense just needs to slow down Jonathan Taylor just like they did last month, and they'll be just fine.
Okay. Stop. Go back. Reset. AJ, Big Ten title game. Go.
I mean, listen, when you get 2 football teams that are built to run the football and play tough smash mouth football, and then you put them on a track inside of a dome, Ohio State's going to win this game by 16. I'm sorry. You have a team full of athletes and a team built to push hay bales. I'm sorry. Them's different. Ohio State's going to win this game. It's not even close.
Okay.
Yeah, Ohio State's gonna win.
My annual plea: play this game at Soldier Field. There, got it in.
I know that would be fine. I'm totally on board with this. Although, this what I have written down here is it sort of fits into this. I'm actually starting a timer on this because I'm going to see if I can squeeze in everything that I wrote in 30 seconds. I think I can, but we're going to find out.
I have a bonus. Can I get a bonus 5 seconds after you're done?
Sure. Give me a second here. Okay. Back towards the end of October, Ohio State beat Wisconsin 38-7 in Columbus. And on that day, Ryan Day admitted that he called a conservative game because of the rain that was dumped in Columbus all day long. Unless there's a leak in the roof at Lucas Oil Stadium, ain't gonna be any rain. And that means Ryan Day should have his entire playbook at his disposal. I think this will start tighter than the first game, but Ohio State's going to win this and win this comfortably in the second half. And for the record, that was 31 and a half seconds. So well done. I will ding myself. AJ, what'd you have?
You got to play this in Big Ten stronghold MetLife Stadium.
Okay. I mean,
to get that New York TV market, for the Rutgers market.
Yes.
Or play
Carla
at FedEx Field. Where
basically, since the Big Ten has had title games, Carla, but like, please.
It's played at Soldier Field. It's the right.
It's centrally located to everybody. It's the Big Ten. We like the weather. It's fine. Please play this outside.
The Big Ten doesn't play any games inside the entire season until the title game.
No,
exactly.
I understand the reasoning. You're trying to get people there and make them comfortable and make it an event and blah 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 blah.
Big Ten doesn't care. They'll stand outside in the snow.
I don't think so. And I'm saying this even in this game in particular, it is to Ohio State's advantage to play indoors where it's dry and warm and we can outrun Wisconsin. But I go play this outside, please.
Go play outside.
Yeah, go play outside. Exactly. Jim Delaney is like, guys, go play outside. Quit bugging me.
Jim Delaney is like, no, play it inside. You got to play in the basement, though.
I know.
That's going to be upstairs with wings.
Bonus pick, since I don't think we'll be on before this, but we're just gonna make sure. Army versus Navy on December 14th. Navy is ranked, Army is not at the moment. That could change. Carla?
Go Navy, beat Army. Sorry.
Oh, boo. AJ?
I don't know. Did you guys lose me? Everything was freezing there for a second. Okay, good. Navy's gonna win.
Boo.
It'll be a good game, but Navy's gonna win. Navy turned out to be a much better team this year than everybody thought they were going to be. Army kind of fell off from where they've been the last 2 years. I think Navy wins the game.
Yes. Army has owned this game recently in the very recent past, but they've had a rough season. I should pick Navy, and I absolutely will not go Army.
You're not legally allowed to pick Navy, I don't think. I'm pretty sure the Department of Defense would strip your ranks or something.
My DD 2014 would be in jeopardy. Carla?
Yes.
Who's your final four?
Assuming everything plays out the way I think it's going to play out, I think LSU jumps Ohio State this weekend. I really do. I think the number 4 is going to do that.
Okay.
So I have LSU, Ohio State, Clemson, Utah.
And Utah. Okay. AJ, what do you think?
Make it 2. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
I am hopeful Ohio State is going to win its title game with enough enthusiasm that they will hold on to the number 1 ranking. And I will go ahead and pick it that way. And yeah, I think Utah with a win in the Pac-12 title game is going to be the number 4 team. So, one final question. And one of you guys mentioned this already. Which group of 5 team gets the New Year's 6 bowl bid?
Memphis.
Yeah.
Memphis is currently the highest ranked team. If they win the AAC, they will continue to be the highest ranked team. The only team that was even close to challenging them, the only 2 teams that were close to challenging them were Boise and App State.
Yep.
And even then, Cincinnati's ranked higher than both of them. Mm-hmm. But I think Boise losing earlier in the seaon and App State losing to Georgia Southern on homecoming at home.
I know, that's rough.
That was a rough loss. Had they won that and gone undefeated, I think obviously they would be in because they'd be undefeated. But Memphis is clearly the best group of 5 team in the country.
Okay,
Mike Norvell's about to get paid too.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, Carla, you were making noises that sound like you agreed.
I agree that if Memphis beats Cincinnati, Memphis is the pick. If Cincinnati beats Memphis, I think there's a chance that Boise could overtake both of them. Outside,
Okay.
Just because Boise's an attractive team, they travel well. I think there's a slight chance that the committee could have, if Boise destroys Hawaii, I think that's possible, but I think Memphis is going to take care of business and they'll be Memphis.
Okay. Luke Fickle has taught his Bearcats how to play good defense. He has not yet taught them how to score. So I don't think there's a chance that they're going to beat Memphis. And I think as the highest ranked team, Memphis is going to get that bid. Ladies and gentlemen, you can find the Carla and Crappy Show on Apple Podcasts, the Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, as well as on a variety of other podcasting services that I can't remember off the top of my head. You can also watch us babble on YouTube and our Facebook page. If you dig the show, please subscribe, rate, and review. If you don't, mind your own damn business. And as always, come back not next week, but for Bowlapalooza.
Yes.
To find out exactly how wrong we were. AJ, final thoughts from you?
I just really want to know who is going to make their way to the Bad Boy Motors Gasparilla Bowl. It's really all I'm interested in now. At this point, the championship set. That game is in Tampa. I'm just looking to see if there's any other fun. Cheez-It Bowl is back.
The Tony the Tiger Bowl is a thing.
Yeah, Tony the Tiger Bowl. Hold on, I saw it. Hold on.
I've not looked at these at all. Where in the hell is
the
Sun Bowl? Tony the Tiger is the Sun Bowl sponsor.
No.
Yeah.
Bowlapalooza is going to be epic this year.
Okay. Carla, what is that your final thought?
It might be. I'm still trying to figure out how the committee is going to figure out how Penn State and Florida are going to meet in a bowl game. Right now, it looks really, really outside chance. Right now, we got Penn State going to the Orange Bowl actually to play Virginia. Yes. So we'll see if that holds up. But yeah, if the committee does that, I'll blow up on Twitter on Sunday if Penn State Florida plays. That's
also
yes.
That we're back. So remember, for a while they had the games. They would have the New Year's Day games, and then they would have a bunch of random bowl games after that, and then the national.
You played a couple bowl games on January 3rd or 4th or something like that. I'm like, how did this happen?
Hey, Central Michigan, when you win the MAC championship, you get to go play in Mobile on January 6th.
Perfect.
The Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl at 11:30 on January 4th.
Yeah, there's a bunch of bowls.
Yeah, there's a bunch of bowls. There's 40 of them now.
After New Year's, though, it's crazy.
After New Year's, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including the Gator Bowl. So
okay,
good job.
Okay, my final thought. God, go Bucks, win big, and hold on to that number one spot. AJ, Carla. So you guys are both drinking vodka. I appreciate that. I cannot hang. Cheers to you guys. Enjoy championship week.
Championship week.
Was that close? I can't. I will hurt myself if I try to.
I'll get you on that championship game.
I'm not even going to try to top that, guys. Enjoy the games this weekend. It's going to be an awesome weekend of football. And we will back in a couple weeks. Watch the Facebook page and we will let you know the specific date for Bowlapalooza. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
See y'all later.